who defeated Khara and Dushan in the fierce battle. Tulsidas praised that Ram, the one who pleased the mind of Lord Shiva, Sheshanag, and saintly, always reside in my lotus-like heart and destroy the evils generated by the desire, such as lust, anger, and greed, in which your mind has become attached. You will get the same beautiful man, Sri Ramchandraji. By nature, he is a treasure of mercy and knowledge. Jai Shyavar Ramchandra ki jai. So this was a beautiful translation, like which we sang just now, Sri Ram Stuti. So today is the Diwali day. So today only Lord Ramchandra came from after 14 year of exile, and he returned back to Ayodhya. So to welcome Lord Ram in all the street and even jungles, on wherever you know Ayodhya Vasis thought that Ramchandra may come from this way or that way or this way or that way. All the way the street, windows, in their houses, and even in lands where they used to crop the fields. And in all the places they have decorated the diyas to welcome the Lord Ram. So on this day, Lord Ram came back from exile, and whole Vrindavan, Ayodhya Vasis were, there. I just wanted to see the Lord Ram, and they were doing whole day fasting and making a lot of preparation to feed Lord Ram. So from morning till evening, they were just keep on, making the preparation. So many preparation, and they were wearing a lot of beautiful ornaments and good clothes, so that they, Lord Ramchandra will be happy by seeing them, because they are very ready. They wear the new clothes, and they made a lot of food and preparation at their house to offer to Lord Sri Ramchandra. So Diwali we celebrate, just that occasion, keeping it. There are other occasions happen in this day, but yeah, mainly like Lord Ramchandra came from exile and back to Ayodhya Dham. So now today, if you see it, like recently, today itself and yesterday I was seeing some videos. So they have decorated the Ayodhya. It's like from 16,500 they had made the Guinness Book, and so Guinness Book record, and they had decorated whole Ayodhya with 16,500 diyas, not like candles, like they with proper diyas. With you put some oil and you put that stick on that, and you can lit it up. So with that help they have decorated. So today is the day we can bring the Lord Ram by his characteristics, whatever qualities he possesses. So we can beg for the mercy to Lord Ramchandra, and pray to Lord Ramchandra, Mother Sita. So those quality we can bring to in our personality, and we can exhibit those qualities on it, and we can welcome the Lord Ram in that way. So that was like beautiful lyrics which we have sang just now. So I think Mataji will be joining, and she will be enlightening us more about Govardhan Lila, and importance of Deepavali. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, bro. So
Okay, I'll call Prabhu Mataji and find.
yeah, yeah. So Mataji will be joining soon, I think. So probably is coordinating. So basically, I'm from Chitrakoot, and today, because Lord Ramchandra, have been in Chitrakoot. So Chitrakoot is like it's part of Uttar Pradesh in northern region, and the small district Chitrakoot is kind of town. And so when Lord Ramchandra went for exile for 14 years, so out of 14, 10, 11 or 11 years around, he spent it in Chitrakoot. So so we also celebrate. There is a one. A mountain like we say Kamadgiri, Kamtanath. So so how it Kamtanath came like because Lord Ramchandra was staying in that area. So as we go in Vrindavan, there is like a Govardhan. So we consider as like younger brother of Govardhan. So when Lord Ramchandra went from Chitrakoot, so Chitrakoot Vasis, they were asking like Lord Ram, you spent 11 years here. How we can live without you? And you are now leaving this place. And Lord Ramchandra has, there are so many pastimes are there. Like if you read like Ramayana in Valmiki or sometime Ramcharitmanas by Tulsidas. So there are so many pastimes comes over there, like mainly like conjugal pastime. Because if you see, uh, I think Mataji has joined. So yeah, so we'll hear more about Deepavali and Govardhan Leela by Mataji. Yamuneshwari Mataji has just joined. So I was telling, uh, when Lord Ramchandra went from here, and so there is a Kamtanath Parvat. So he said, Kamadgiri Bhayo Rama Prasada. So Lord Ramchandra says, like, if you worship Kamtanath, it is equal to worshipping me. So there is one mountain, like, Kamadgiri, we say Kamtanath, and we say Chitrakoot Parvat also. So we say Chitrakoot Chintaharan. It's like it takes all the anxiety of yours. So there is a 5 kilometer parikrama. So like in Govardhan, we have a 21 kilometer parikrama. So in Chitrakoot, we do 5 kilometer parikrama, and we like Lord Ramchandra was staying in that jungle. And so when Lord Ramchandra went, he said like if you worship Kamadgiri or Kamtanath, it's like Kamadgiri. Giri means Parvat, and Kamat like who fulfills all your desires. So like I said Kamadgiri Bhayo Rama Prasada. So it's like Kamadgiri came as a prasad of Lord Ram, and till now he's being taken care. There are other lot of places are there, like Hanuman Dhara is there in Chitrakoot. So Hanuman Dhara is a place where when Lanka Dahan was being done by Hanuman, and it was like his backside was burning like anything, and there was no place to So then he came in Hanuman Dhara, and he dipped his his long tail, and that's how he became cool down. And so that place is still there, and if you see that from that place still water is keep on coming, even there's a drought and there is no water in that area, but still if you see that water is coming. So these are like so many places are there in Chitrakoot. Yes, Mataji has joined, so we welcome Yamuneshwar Mataji, and Mataji will be talking more about Deepavali and significant of Govardhan Puja and those stuff. So Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for joining.
Hari Bol Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. It's nice to hear from you. You're from Chitrakoot, so you can talk much better, about Lord Ram rather than myself. In fact, you should continue. It was nice. I joined only just now, but yeah. So you spoke about the Diwali little bit.
I had just one bhajan like Bhajau Reman. Then I was like Sri Ram Stuti is there, like Sri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajman.
Yeah.
So that is it's like glorification of Lord Ram. So that is Stuti and then translation of both the bhajan. So then meanwhile you are not joining, so I just start explaining like
Oh, that will
am
be
from
nice.
Chitrakoot, and
I mean, if you have a few more minutes, then probably you can say a few words about Diwali as well. It'd be nice. Then I can say about Govardhan Puja. Anyway,
I think
today is
Mataji,
a
I
happy
spoke already.
Diwali. Yeah, Diwali, everyone is quite occupied. So that's why we have
Exactly, yes,
very
yes.
less devotees today. And in fact, they asked me also, Madhuri will be quite busy. I said that, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry. Whoever is occupied can continue. But it's, it's an auspicious day. I mean, some devotees are still celebrating tomorrow. The Vaishnava calendar, it is there as tomorrow. So because it is day before Govardhan Puja, isn't it? So in that
Exactly.
sense, yeah. But yeah, in India, many other places it is today. And here also many of the places they are celebrating. Is it echoing, Prabhu?
No, I can hear properly, Mataji. No problem, no issues.
It's echo. Is it echoing whatever I'm speaking? Okay, now okay. So that's the reason, like this 5 days anyway, it's very glorious. Every day it's a Diwali only in that sense. But so I thought we can't disconnect the classes. That is our service, and also it is the auspicious day of Damodar. This pastime happened. So even if there's less number of devotees, it is nice to talk about this festival. So Prabhu, Diwali, if you want, you can share a few more words. Otherwise, I will continue.
So why Diwali is being celebrated and some of the historical place in Chitragut. So I think you can put more words that will be more
Okay,
effective.
Prabhu.
Thank
Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
So it's I won't take much time also. Probably a quick overview. मज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं तेन तारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी पाशादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So happy Diwali to everyone, and it's a very very special day. I mean, this few days are also very special. The whole month is special, being the month of Damodar, being the month of Kartik. So technically speaking, the 5 days of Diwali, they call it as a 5 days of Diwali, which is considered very auspicious. Prabhu is somewhere we could hear the sound. Okay, thank you.
I kept in mute, Mataji. You could
Yeah,
go,
okay,
please.
thank you, Prabhu. So basically, the 5 days are very special. As we know, the whole month is special, but especially the 5 days. Of course, we have another 5 special days coming at the end of Damodar month, which is Bhishma Panchaka. That will be towards, November, I think the first week, because 8th is the last day. So basically, it will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is Bhishma Panchaka. But again, here also, this 5 days of Diwali, very, very auspicious. So this month is a super special month. And the first day of Diwali, they call it as Dhanteras. It is also the appearance of Dhanvantri. Dhanvantri is a lot of medicine, we say, especially the Ayurveda. So there are different kinds of Vedas, subdivisions we have got in that Ayurveda. Ayur is our lifespan, the longevity. So nowadays we see people use Ayurveda as a replacement, not a replacement, I would say in a sense, more natural, more from the, using all the traditional methods, and very, very wonderful way of treating a person, basically understanding whether this person is, the natural constituents of the body. Some body is made up of kapha, pitta, vayu. So understanding what is dominant, predominant in a person, then naturally that person will have so and so qualities. It is like sattva gun, rajogun, tamogun. How do we come to a conclusion this person is a person of a mode of goodness? It's not that he's completely in the mode of goodness. Of course, there are some characteristics of rajoguna and tamoguna, but yet predominantly this personality, a person may have the qualities of sattvic gun. So then we call that person as a person in sattva or person in goodness. Similarly, someone may have the characteristics of tamoguna, maybe people who are, too much, laziness, procrastination, sleeping so much. Of course, every conditioned soul has a combination of Rajo, Tamo, and Sattva gun. But sometimes one of the guna is highly predominant in a personality. So then that person is more or less understood to be in that particular mode. Similarly, we see here, that kapha vada pitta, somebody has got more of a particular constituents, then that particular thing, if it is so much in someone's body, then naturally they will have these kind of characteristics. So that's what is Ayurveda all about. And then they understand that, and accordingly they treat. Okay, if someone has got pitta more, then they should avoid food which will further cause pitta in the body. So it's a nice way of treating. Understand, going to the roots and treating a person. So Lord Dhanvantri, actually Dhanvantri is also an incarnation of Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we see that Krishna actually comes in various incarnations. And one of those incarnations is Dhanvantri, a Lord of medicine. That is, the Lord is personally coming in this particular form to cure people's diseases. And that's why people do Dhanvantri Puja and all that, praying to Lord Dhanvantri to remove, all this impediments in the form of diseases, so that, physical well-being is also so important for us, because if you want to perform devotional service to the Lord, then of course the body acts as an instrument, as a vehicle. So if the instrument or the vehicle is faulty or is not functioning properly, dysfunctional, then it becomes very difficult to offer our services to the Lord. So it also becomes a responsibility to keep our body, in a good shape, in a good condition. So praying to the Lord that not only, for the well-being, simply for our own sense gratification, but praying to the Lord that we should be well to carry on our responsibilities, of course, in the material world, but also to serve Him nicely. So it's a very wonderful day to pray to Lord Dhanvantri. That is the first day, Trayodasi, starting from Trayodasi, then Chaturdasi, then the Panchami, and then the next day is the Govardhan Puja, and there is a one more festival. So starting with Trayodasi, Dhanvantri Trayodasi, people offer their prayers. And then the second day is the Naraka Chaturdasi. As we all know, Narakasura, who is also called Bhaumasura, is also a son of Bhumi Devi. Quite interesting here, the point is that how can the son of Bhumi Devi is consort, right? Bhuma Devi, we say, is the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu. So how come the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu, or in fact Vishnu's son, Krishna's son in one sense, truly speaking, how can he can be a demon? Quite interesting. So that's why it is a point here. You see that we see in scriptures also, Krishna also makes us understand. It's not that someone is a devotee. Of course, the son born or a child born should also be a devotee. It is all about, it is mentioned in the scriptures that 5 kinds of child appear to anyone. The child could be an enemy from the previous life, or the child could be someone that we have some karmic exchange from last life, and that child could have come now. And one child is a neutral child. The child is not very attached, or the child is not totally indifferent to the parents. So like that, there are some kind of description given in the scriptures that various kinds of children are born, and very rarely one gets a suputra, that is a good child, a child which is very obedient and submissive, and also not only to the parents, but also the child is a great benediction for the entire, society, to the world, performing devotion service to the Lord. So Suputra, Suputri is very rare. So here also we see that in the case of Narakasura, even being the son of the Supreme Lord, how he was influenced by this demonic tendencies, that he was causing a great havoc, and then all the Brahmanas were cursing him. And then he also, kind of kept 16,000 princes in exile. And then how Krishna, and they were all praying to the Lord, my dear Lord, please, who else will marry us? This demon, we are all under his control now. You please come and, protect us. So hearing the request of all this, prayers of all the princes, Krishna came and then killed the Narakasura, and then relieved all this. Later, they requested that no one will accept us, because those days, if someone is, goes, if some, any women, they are under somebody's control, then no one else would like to marry them, because the question of purity and chastity and many other factors. So they were praying, and Krishna accepted them because of their devotion. So in that we see that how Narakasura, so the killing of Narakasura was celebrated. And of course in India, especially I know, South India especially, people, they think Diwali is the killing of Narakasura. Mainly that's what I have heard. But scriptures say that is separately called as Naraka Chaturdasi. When Narakasura was killed, or Bhaumasura was killed. So the point is that it's also, in each of the pastime, the Lord is teaching numerous lessons or takeaways. It's not just a pastime. Of course, it's a pastime to relish, and also to see that what are the lessons which we can imbibe in our spiritual life, in our day-to-day life. Of course, it will help in every phase of our life. For example, this pastime shows that, even there are devotees, sometimes their children are not devoted. That could be some families where, the parents are not devotees, the child is a devotee. Like you see, Hiranyakashipu was a demon, but Prahlad was a devotee because, of course, Kayatu, she got the association of Narada Muni, and she heard about the Lord when Prahlad was in the womb. So the point here is that one is, of course, that's why during the Garbhadana Samskara, when the child is about to be conceived, the parents have to have a very wonderful consciousness, so that the child comes, the right kind of child, comes to this world. So it is a very great responsibility of the parents. And not only, so it is before conception, and also after that, when the child is in the womb, the mother has to constantly listen, to all this wonderful, pastimes and instructions from the scriptures and from the saintly personalities. And then that would help the child to grow in the consciousness. And not only that, when the child comes out, again, the training has to be given. So then the possibility of that child becoming a Suputra is possible. So it's a lot of responsibility from the parent side before even the child comes to this world, comes to the womb. So before conception, at the time of conception, then during the pregnancy, and after pregnancy, after childbirth. So it's a constant kind of meditation, effort, to be put in order to develop a child. It's sometimes the, of course, the karmic actions are coming, but even if it is so, it's not a child is not a Suputra or Suputri, but putting all the best efforts to bring up a child in the right consciousness will certainly yield the result. So there is no point blaming the children or blaming anything else. Rather, we try our best to see because this material world, everywhere there is a lot of diversion, distraction, which we discussed earlier also. So rather than worrying about too much about that, we can see how best we can do what we can do, and the best thing we can do is to act as a best example. That's the best way of inspiring a child, is to be a best example. Trying to, not in a way to impress a child, but genuinely when we try to be a good example of following everything, then automatically seeing that sincerity, Krishna will empower, and Krishna will do the needful. As a Damodar story, 2 fingers short, our efforts and the Lord's mercy. So this is a very powerful lesson we are getting in Narakasura passage. So many things are there. Something which is quite practical for us to take. And after the Naraka Chaturdasi is the actual day of Diwali. We all know that it's a day Lord Rama is coming back after killing Ravana. And it is such a very, very special day, such a joyous occasion. 14 years of exile. People were feeling great separation from Lord Ramachandra because he was such an exalted king, an amazing king. Just imagine the Lord coming down to the material world, becoming a king. A king is supposed to be like a father. Not only he cares for his own child, a king is supposed to look after the entire praja like his own children. Yata Raja Tata Praja. Then automatically the prajas will follow the footsteps of that Raja. That's why it's a Rama Rajya, we say, because he was, there's no other example quoted. Mainly it is Lord Ramachandra. Of course, there are many great personalities who were wonderful kings. We have King Kulashekara, King Ambarish, and King Prithu Maharaj, and so many great personalities, Janaka Maharaj. All great. But here the Lord Ramachandra, personally the Supreme Personality of Godhead, have come down and taken that position of being a king and showed by his own example as Maryada Purushottama. Maryada Purushottama means one who walks the talk, shows by example, personal example. And we see Lord Ramachandra in his life, he showed everything perfect. A perfect king, a perfect husband, a perfect son, a perfect brother, a perfect disciple. He fulfilled all the roles very wonderfully and beautifully. So the residents of Ayodhya, they were fully content, fully satisfied, that, people were naturally living long time and then they died. There is nothing like, someone who is younger in age were dying during the time of Lord Ramachandra, because everything was going paka, correct time, the rainfall, grains were in abundance, all prosperity. Everyone were so happy, and even they don't close the doors, they don't lock the doors. The doors are always kept open because there is no thieves. No one was greedy. No one was envious because everyone was provided everything. There is nothing to be worried. So people were very, very satisfied and very happy. So that's what Ramaraja is all about. You can open the doors and sleep, and there is no thief. Nobody will come and steal. Even if so much of gold coins are in the middle of the street, no one will steal and run because they were very satisfied. And so that was Ramaraja. Just imagine how much people would have loved Lord Rama. So the residents of Rama were loving Lord Rama so much, and he was carrying all these residents as their own children, giving all that comfort and everything. And just imagine they have to be separated from Lord Ramachandra for 14 long years. That was like that was shattering to their hearts. People were so, feeling so sad, so depressed, and they were not able to do anything. Just imagine someone whom we love so much and we have to be away from them for some time. How do we feel? And just imagine they have to feel that separation for 14 long years. That's too much, isn't it? So they abandoned all kind of festivals. There was no celebration at all. People were not happy. They were not even lighting the lamps in their own homes. So much of sadness and grief filled the city of Ayodhya, like a kind of an abandoned place. No one bothered to even look after themselves, their own body. So much of sadness. And when they heard the news, now our dear Lord, the Lord of our heart, Lord Ramachandra, is coming back with Mother Sita. And just imagine the joy, what they would have felt. So much of joy, so much of happiness. They cleaned the entire place, the entire Ayodhya was cleansed. Every house, they were so joyful. Maybe after so many years, they are cleaning everything so wonderfully, properly. And, they were lighting the lamps. And it is also the day of Amavasya. Amavasya is the day where there is no moon, right? So it's so pitch dark. So how our Lord of Heart, Ramachandra, will be able to come? So they lit the lamps everywhere. Deepavali. So numerous lamps were lit to welcome Lord Ramachandra. Not only that, the joy, you show the joy and happiness by, by fireworks and all this kind of wonderful auspicious sounds, mridanga, and all those wonderful things, kirtans. The people were awaiting Lord Ramachandra, looking, when Lord will enter Ayodhya. That was a wonderful, beautiful, emotional, loving scene we can imagine in Ayodhya, awaiting for the Lord to come back. So that was the scenario and situation in Ayodhya, and that's what we currently, Deepavali days a day, we are also praying to Lord Ramachandra. Just like when he came back, he gave so much life for the people of Ayodhya. How the entire Ayodhya got lit up. Similarly, our hearts, are also filled with a lot of grief, anxiety, confusion, bewilderment, so many things. One moment we are happy, next moment we are sad, and again we are happy, again we are sad. In a day, how many times we are happy and we are sad? What to speak about in a week, in a month? It's like a mix of emotions we go through, in our lives. Sometimes you are so confident, sometimes you are so frustrated, sometimes you're very thrilled and enthused and vibrant and dynamic. Sometimes we feel that, what is that? So many different things disturbs us. Adhyatmik, adibhautik, adidevik. So that such is our position, being the conditioned souls. We get any moment easily shaken. That's our positions. So definitely we need the mercy of Lord. Just like Ayodhya got lit up, similarly the entry of Lord Rama. So similarly, we also want Lord Ramachandra to enter our hearts, enter in our life, so that our life also gets lit up. And then all this darkness also means ignorance. All this ignorance gets dispelled, and all the darkness are removed. And then our life also becomes very bright and auspicious and blissful. There is a Adivas ceremony song they sing during the very special festivals like Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima. Ananda Simanai, Niranande Durejai. There is no limit for happiness, Ananda. All the Nirananda, that means sadness and grief, runs far away. Durejai, let it go far away. How is it possible? It's possible only by the mercy of the Lord. And it is possible by truly welcoming the Lord in our hearts, truly welcoming the Lord in our life. What does it mean? That means truly keeping Krishna in the center of our life, and doing all our other responsibilities in relation with the Lord. It's like so many zeros are there, but the zeros have no value. Someone is giving a check with a lot of zeros. It has no value. But if you put a 1 in the front, all the zero becomes very, very significant. Similarly, we have so many responsibilities and roles to play in our life. But if that one is not there, then all the things, even though we may do with all our hearts, we may do sacrificing our body, mind, intelligence, everything, but it will not reap any great result, except that it will only bind more and more into this karmic cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. If we forget to put that one in the front. And what is that one? That one is Krishna. If the Lord is not in the center, then whatever activity we may do, we may say that is our responsibility. Yes, it is our responsibility. But because we are conditioned souls, we don't carry or perform our responsibilities with that proper mood. So then what happens? Automatically we are bound. And then we have to reap the result coming again. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. That's why it's so important to keep Krishna in the center. Connecting every dot with Krishna, then the dots has a meaning. The dot gets a form. So similarly, this is a very wonderful meditation for us on the Diwali day, that yes, by the mercy of the Lord, we got the very rare human form of a life. That's the first gift we have got. Because an animal cannot inquire, but we can inquire. We can use this human form of life in serving the Lord. With our eyes, with our nose, with all our senses, we can perform a lot of wonderful devotional service for the Lord, which we could not do in any of the bodies which we have received in our previous lives. So that's the first gift. So we truly acknowledge the Lord for that mercy and see that how can I use this gift properly. Similarly, we may have got a nice family, a husband or a children or friends or a family or whatever we have got in our life, education, talents, so many things we would have. Each one is different. Each one has got something, whatever we have got, it is purely the mercy of the Lord. Many things, what we have got in our life, we don't deserve for it. We truly don't deserve for it. It is only because of His mercy and the mercy of the Vaishnavas that we have got all this. That means how we should be having this mood of gratitude. So Diwali is the day where we can actually truly remember the Lord. Oh, thank you so much for all that you have given for me in my life. Let me not take it for granted. Let me use in your service. Dear Lord, please guide me so that it is properly used in your service. Otherwise, we will miss again and another chance, and we are not sure when we will get it again. So why to gamble? Why to take a chance? So it's a wonderful meditation. It's great that all over the world, in fact, even in the Western countries, people are able to remember Diwali. Everyone says Diwali means everyone could understand it is a festival of lights, a festival of joy. Doesn't matter which background they are from. Everyone could feel the joy when the moment we say Diwali. Of course, Deepavali has become a short form Diwali. But how many of us remember Lord Ramachandra? Or how many of us remember Lord Krishna performing this beautiful pastime of Damodar? Nowadays, the festivals have become, it is like, I was remembering this example. There was a nice, funny story that Srila Prabhupada mentioned this, that I think it's Srila Prabhupada mentioned, I'm not sure about it, but this is a very great lesson from this story, is that there was one woman who was, there was a marriage ceremony happening there. And in that ceremony, so many people came, and it was, a marriage means it's like a lot of people, a lot of food, a lot of celebration. So everything was going on fine. But what happened was there was one cat which was going around and causing a lot of trouble, jumping here, there, and all that. So then they thought, how to, kind of, stop this cat. So immediately the mother, what she did was she took a basket and brought the cat and put the cat and put a basket over the cat so that the cat won't run and here and there and cause havoc. So this happened, finished, the wedding finished, everything went fine and all that. And later, many years later, what happened was this lady, she had a daughter. And when this daughter, she became, her daughter, came to the age of marriage, and the marriage ceremony was about to happen. All the priests came, and they were checking everything is okay. All the ritualistic ceremonies were happening. Then finally she said, please wait. Everything is there, but just one thing is missing. What is that one thing? A cat with a basket is missing. Because I've seen in my wedding, my mom, made sure that a cat with a basket was there. So now it is my daughter's ceremony. I need to follow the tradition that I need to have a cat with a basket. Just imagine how funny it is. Without even knowing the context in which the cat was kept that time in a basket, this daughter has understood that it is a part of a ritualistic ceremony. And that is what is happening in today's world. There is nothing wrong being celebrating. Great. We all are happy. Everyone should be happy. That's what we want. But the element, the essence is missing. It is not just the fireworks. It is not just the sweets. It is not just a new cloth. It is not just meeting friends. It is much more than that. The essence is missed. That means it is like only looking for that ritual. It's like minus the important essence and only the, everyone did fireworks, we did fireworks. Okay, everyone did lit a diya, so we are also lighting diya. Oh, everyone had a very wonderful, food and dressing and clothing, new clothing, so we also will do everything. Okay, you do for what? So that element is missing. That means the Lord is missing. So if the Lord is missing means the one is missing. If the one is missing means it is many zeros, but unfortunately it has no value when it's given as a check. So it's very important that the festivals are celebrated, understanding the real meaning behind it. Otherwise, we are doing all the hard work, but the essence is missed. So it's very important. When we know the essence of why we celebrate something or why we do certain that kind of rituals in our families, if we do not know the meaning, how can we actually pass it on to our next generation? So then what will happen? The next generation will grow without knowing the meaning. Then what to speak about the further generation? They won't even know the clue of it. So then it becomes a mere repetition of externals without the substance inside. So that kind of a society will be only a chaotic society, a misguided society, a godless civilization, what Srila Prabhupada called us. And that cannot give any happiness. That truly cannot give any happiness. So that's what is happening in current day life. So it's very important for us, at least whoever are blessed to be part of Srila Prabhupada's movement, it is our responsibility because we came to know, and it is our duty to share it with others. So then the Diwali becomes very meaningful because we are celebrating it with a true consciousness. It becomes very meaningful, truly blissful, truly blissful. And then our children also are learning it. So then they are also in knowledge. They will also celebrate it in that consciousness. So then the further generations have the potential or the chance, to celebrate it with a true sense. Otherwise, Diwali will one day become Diwali in name. No Lord Ram, no Krishna, no Damodar, nobody there. It is just fireworks and some lamping light and lighting some lamps, finished. So and then it's gone. So I think it's very important for us to take away that lesson. And not only take the lesson, but share it with everyone, whomever we know. not only our children, but with everyone. So that's Diwali all about. And the entire Damodar month, what we are celebrating, Krishna tied to the wooden grinding mortar, and how Mother Yashoda, Krishna got conquered by love of Mother Yashoda. How God can only be conquered by pure love. Nothing else conquers him. No money, no wealth, no knowledge, no beauty, no fame, no renunciation can please the Lord. No rituals, no big sacrifices. All this cannot please the Lord. The most important element is love, genuine, pure love. Though we may not have the pure love, but if we make an attempt to develop the pure love, that itself is pleasing to the Lord. So that's the essence of Mother Yashoda's this pastime of Krishna bound with a wooden grinding mortar. The essence is the Lord is only conquered by pure love. We cannot conquer. Even in the material world, we can only conquer anyone with the love only, not by anything else. People are touched only by the loving exchange. So similarly, if that is the case in the material world, what is speak about the Supreme Lord? Because it is the Lord only, that is actually, the Lord himself is only touched by the pure love. So then what to speak about the living entities who are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord? Naturally, they will only be truly touched only by love. So that's why it's very important for us to develop this bhakti, taking the process of bhakti, very important. And also the two-finger shot of putting our effort. We should make an effort to understand the Lord. Then the Lord will reveal himself to us. But without making an effort, expecting the Lord to reveal is like a kind of arrogance that I will not bend, I will not do anything, but it is the Lord who has to do everything. That's kind of an arrogance. But by arrogance and pride, we cannot conquer the Lord. That is the next story of Govardhan Puja. So we see in Indra, what did he do? Indra was the Lord of heaven, and Indra was so thinking that the residents of Raja, they were actually arranging a puja, Indra Puja, because Indra, they thought is sufficiently sending the rain, so it is our duty to thank him. So Nanda Maharaj and everyone arranged for Indra Puja. So Indra became so proud, and Krishna knew. He said that Indra is not the cause of rain. It is Govardhan. We should be thanking Govardhan, the cows and the Brahmanas. Because of them, we are getting sufficient rain. So Krishna was teaching that who has to be really glorified. And a lot of nice examples is given in that book, Krishna book. If you read it is very amazing. If you get a chance, please try to read Krishna book. I think it's chapter 24, 24 or 25 is Govardhan Leela. Wonderful pastime. In that a very nice statement, I'll just say this and end. It says that sometimes a patient may be in a one best of the hospitals and taken care by a best of the doctors, yet the patient dies. Sometimes that could be a person who is not treated properly in a big hospital, not even cared by a big doctor, but he kind of like recovers, or he gets cured. So all these different combinations. And a child may be looked after so wonderfully by a parent, but still something can happen to a child. So the point is that we are not the protectors. We are not the controllers. The actual controller is the Supreme Lord. So Krishna is telling him that in this pastime is a very good pastime to understand we are not the controllers. Many times, unknowingly also, we think we are the controllers. That I am trying to, even we try to control the time. Oh, things are not going as per time. We get very angry and very upset. That means we are trying to become the controller. That I will control the time, I will control people, I will control the situation. And we become very depressed and frustrated because nothing gets controlled. Everything goes out of control. Why? Because I am not the controller. Krishna is the supreme controller. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. Sugridam sarva bhutanam nyatva shanti mrichati. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the peace formula. How can we be peaceful? Everyone wants to be peaceful. And Krishna says, I will give you a formula by which you can become peaceful. And very simple formula Krishna gives. And what is that formula he gives? He says, the moment you understand that I am the Bhokta, I am the supreme enjoyer. Because many times we think, I want to be enjoyed. I am the enjoyer. Krishna doesn't say you should not enjoy, but you try to understand that we have a supreme enjoyer. The moment we understand that we have a supreme enjoyer, then automatically we will do our activities in such a way that is pleasing to the Lord, and naturally we will become happy. But what we try to do sometimes is that I am the enjoyer, and Krishna is, I don't want Krishna be in the picture. Then what happens? What we get is not enjoyment, distress only. So he is a supreme enjoyer, he is supreme controller. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Ishvara. Ishvara means the controller, supreme controller. Maheshwara, supreme controller. Sarva Loka Maheshwara. Not only one Loka, for all the planetary systems, all the universe, he is the supreme controller. Suhridam, not only just an enjoyer and controller. Oh, I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, but I don't care about anybody. No, Krishna says Suhridam. I'm the well-wisher of all the living entities. I'm the best friend. So if someone is able to accept Krishna as a supreme enjoyer, supreme controller, and a best friend, the well-wisher, ever well-wisher, if we truly have that faith, then we will be always protected and we will be always peaceful and blissful. So that is the point Krishna is telling here. So Indra thought, I am the controller. How come? Because Krishna said, this puja, don't do Indra puja, do this puja for Govardhan. So then Indra got so angry. What is this little boy talking about? He's a small child, ordinary child. What he knew about me? Okay, let me call the Sambartaka clouds, the clouds which are known for destruction. And Sambartaka cloud was called, and it was pouring such a heavy rain. Entire Braja was flooded. And Krishna, all the Brajavasis, what did they do? They did not act like Indra. They did not panic either. They rather prayed to Krishna, oh my dear Krishna, please, you are our life and soul. We are taking shelter of you. That's it. Rake Krishna mare Krishna rake. If Krishna wants to kill someone, no one can save him. And if Krishna wants to kill someone, save someone, no one can kill him. So then what happened? All the Krishna took the Govardhan hill in his little finger. The left hand is the weakest hand in one sense. I mean, for the conditioned souls. Of course, for Krishna, everything is powerful. He is the Supreme Lord. Krishna, with a very tiny little finger, he held the big Govardhan hill for 7 days continuously, day and night, and crushed the pride of Indra. And Indra was thinking, oh my God, what did I do? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of illusion. What did I do for the residents of Braja? So then later we see that how Indra, comes and asks for forgiveness. But before that, how Krishna, all the Brajavasis became so happy because they could see Krishna 7 days continuously, day and night, which was not happening before. Otherwise, Krishna would go for grazing the cows and, they will be missing Krishna. But now, they had 7 days, 7 nights, nothing to do except looking at the beautiful lotus face of Krishna. So they were enjoying, relishing, looking at the beauty of Krishna. So this pastime happened, and Krishna said, okay, now Indra Puja, how the Govardhan Puja was conducted? Huge. Krishna said, bring all the, food and everything, offerings. And then it was like Annakur. That's why in the temples we see, they make, a very big hill with food grains. And all the different offerings are, kind of kept and offered to the Govardhan Hill. And Krishna, finally, everything was done and the people were circumambulating Govardhan Hill. Krishna at one point says, Aniyor, bring more, bring more. Krishna ate everything. And then finally, they were thinking, oh, all the foodstuffs are finishing. And Balramji, Lord Balram came and put a tulsi, and then when Krishna ate, oh, he was satisfied. We can see the Aniyor village even in Govardhan now, in Vrindavan. And then, Krishna finally expanded himself as Govardhan and Kishore. He himself is not different from Govardhan. Govardhan is not different from Krishna. Giridhari, Krishna is Giridhari. He held the Giri, but he's also Govardhanadhari. I mean, not only he held the Govardhan hill, but he himself is a Lord. So he's a Lord, and he also comes as a servant, because Govardhan acted as a servant. So the Lord, and simultaneously the Lord and the servant. Beautiful. The mood of service. Krishna is teaching us how we should have the mood of service. So Indra's pride was crushed, and Indra came and asked for forgiveness and offered beautiful prayers and called the Surabhi cow, and then Surabhi was showering, the milk, Abhishek for Lord Krishna. So false pride, puffed up, pride comes before fall. We heard this, proverb that pride comes before fall, this statement. So it's very true. So we see that Indra got very puffed up, and then how his pride was crushed by the Lord. He taught a lesson, to Indra. So it's very important. One should not have this false pride. One should not think that I am the controller. So it's a very big lesson for us to understand also, because in our everyday life also, we try to be the controllers most of the time. And because of that, we get frustrated. We understand, and immediately we understand that Krishna is a controller. I can't actually handle this particular thing. I will try what I can, but at the end of the day, it is the Lord who can handle it. When we come to that kind of a mood of taking surrender and shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, then impossible things becomes possible by His mercy. Even the difficult task becomes simple by the Lord's mercy. Even the greatest, challenges becomes nothing when we take shelter of Krishna. So that's a very good, wonderful lesson for us from the Govardhan Puja. So Govardhan Puja is on this Wednesday, in both in Bhaktivedanta Manor and in ISKCON London. Annakut ceremony will be happening, and that day cows are also fed, because Krishna loves the cows. Gopal, maintainer of cows. Govinda, one who gives pleasure to Govinda, to the cows. Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So feeding the cows is so auspicious and wonderful. So we can pray and offer on that day to the Govardhan Hill, going Govardhan Parikrama. If we can't go to Vrindavan, we can go to this temple and do the Annakut Parikrama. So Govardhan Hill is there, and take the blessings. So it's very, very special day. So please, Wednesday, try to go possible, to Bhaktivedanta Manor or to ISKCON London or any other temple where its celebrations are happening. And we can make offerings also. The kitchen, which is where they follow all the where they chant 16 rounds, 4 eggs, clean kitchen, they can make nice offering and take great opportunity. And the 5th day is, I think it's a day, just like a brother's day, it's like a sister's day. They call it as a Bhai Dooj or Bhai Phota in Bengali. The brothers, sisters pray for the well-being of the brothers visit the sisters. It's because in the scripture it is mentioned Yamaraj, the Lord of Death, he visits his sister Yamuna, and he gives a benediction that whoever visits her on this day will be freed from all sins. That's why people go and take a dip in Yamuna, and get the mercy of Yamuna Maya. And so it's so these 5 days are very, very, very special. And also in each day we can offer the Damodar lamps also. Not only we get the benefit, we can give this mercy to as many people as possible by involving them. We have only 2 more weeks for Damodar month to finish. Let's take advantage of this, offer candles, offer the lights on behalf of many of our families and all that, encourage them to show also, and do as many home programs as possible. We can do many Diwali events are happening. We can take permission and put a table and offer the lamps. We can see how we can reach out and give this mercy. Krishna becomes very pleased. Let everyone get, ours is a Vasudeva Kudumpakam. We want to see the whole world to be happy. Praying for the whole world. Now we see this kind of a thing everywhere. Praying for the whole world. What is it praying for the whole world? This is one of the greatest opportunity in the month of Damodar that we can encourage everyone to offer lamps, and in that way they also get the mercy. They can also become happy. So these are some of the meditations and prayers and some importance I could share today. Of course, I thought I will speak for short, but then it's so wonderful, always to speak about the glories of the Lord and all those wonderful things what we have received by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. We are so indebted. When we start speaking, difficult to finish. But I'm very thankful for all those devotees who have joined today to hear about the glories of Diwali and Govardhan Puja. Hope you had we pray that we have a blissful festival. Some are celebrating today. Hope you had a blissful time today. Tomorrow, many of them in the Vaishnava calendar, it is mentioned Diwali tomorrow. So we will be celebrating tomorrow as well. And Govardhan Puja on Wednesday. And so let's have a wonderful celebration. Let us pray to the Lord to shower his blessings and mercy. He keeps showering. It's time for us to reciprocate to the love of the Lord now. My dear Lord, you have showered so much of mercy, so much of mercy. I'm so thankful, grateful. Let me become a useful instrument, in serving you and also serving, everyone in this world, in the sense by connecting them, making them understand there is a one before all the zeros. Then it becomes meaningful. So let us include that one and also help many people to include that one in their life. In that way, it will become very blissful. Yeah, I do understand. I think tomorrow eclipse, Funny Prabhu saying, Prabhu, did you get any authorized information? You can share it, Prabhu, Funny Prabhu.
Mataji, we wanted to ask you, Mataji. So we need to
you want
follow
to
anything.
I think we need to, there are so many mixed information I'm getting. So, did you get you heard from any temples, any information?
No, Mataji. Actually, eclipse is until afternoon tomorrow, I believe.
Did any in any of the news or anything it came, Prabhu?
Not sure, Mataji. Sorry.
Okay, what we will do is that there is still some confirmation has to be done. Maybe we will check it out and put it in the announcement group, Prabhu, if anything is there, if any eclipse kind of thing. I heard also, anyone knows can share as well, if anyone in this forum.
Yogesh Prabhu put something on.
Okay,
Yes.
What is that?
I can't remember, but he said up to 10:39, and then the eclipse is finished. So
No, the thing is that if it is, if the eclipse is visible, then of course it is we have to follow that. But if it is not visible, then there is no need to follow. If it is not visible in UK, then we don't have to follow. But if it is visible, then good if we can follow. So we need to double check. Actually, I'm supposed to check and come back, but I got stuck with something else, so I couldn't get that info. But I'll check it out and maybe we'll post it, Prabhu, Funny Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
So follow rules means we cannot do Mangalarti in the morning.
Yeah, that's the thing. We can do japa, but kind of a personal deity worship we may not be able to do. So that's why I want to double check before giving that information. Yeah, generally eclipse time we don't do personal deity worship is not done during the time, but chanting, reading, all that is very auspicious to do the time.
Okay.
But it's also a working day. So let's see. I will check that and If anything is there, and surely we'll try to share, Prabhu. Yeah.
Very well. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much. And yeah, happy Diwali and happy Govardhan Puja. We will see soon. Yeah. Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yay.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hari Bol.
Ah.